सदस्यमान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much. Where is Pandit ji? Pandit ji is not here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Desha Alata Tani
Vihitani me Desha Kalarta Yuktani Rittapo Pashamani cha Aranti Smarantas Chitam Govinda Vihitani me Desha Kalarta Yuktani Rittapo Pashamani cha Aranti Smaratas Chitam Govinda Vihitani me Desha Kalarta Yuktani Rittapo Pashamani cha Aranti Smaratas Chitam Govinda Vihitani me
Haranti smaratas chityam.
Govinda Vihitani me Desha Kalarta Yuktani
Space, Kala, time, Artha, importance, Yuktani, impregnated with, Hrit, the heart, Tapa, burning, Upashamani, extinguishing, Cha, and Haranti, are attracting, Smarataha, by remembering, Chittam, mind, Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Pleasure, Abhihitani, narrated by, Me, unto me. Translation. Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the personality of Godhead, Govinda, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances of time and space.
Go on reading the purport.
Herein Arjuna refers to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, which was imparted to him by the Lord in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The Lord left behind him the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita not only for the benefit of Arjuna alone, but also for all time and in all lands. The Bhagavad Gita, being spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the essence of all Vedic wisdom. It is nicely presented by the Lord Himself for all who have very little time to go through the vast Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, and Vedanta Sutras. It is put within the study of the great historical epic, Mahabharata, which was especially prepared for the less intelligent class, namely the women, the laborers, and those who are worthless descendants of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and the higher sections of the Vaishyas. The problem which arose in the heart of Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was solved by the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Again, after the departure of the Lord from the vision of earthly people, when Arjuna was face to face with being vanquished in his great acquired power and prominence, he wanted again to remember the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, just to teach all concerned that the Bhagavad Gita could be consulted in all critical times, not only for solace from all kinds of mental agonies, but also for the way out of the great entanglements which may embarrass one in some critical hour. The merciful Lord left behind Him the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita so that one can take the instructions of the Lord even when He is not visible to material eyesight. Material senses cannot have any estimation of the Supreme Lord, but by His inconceivable power, the Lord can incarnate Himself to the sense perception of the conditioned souls in a suitable manner through the agency of matter, which is also another form of the Lord's manifested energy.
Just like we have no knowledge of Krishna, conditioned soul, therefore For our understanding, He is so merciful, He descends as Archamurti. This deity which we are worshipping, that is called Archavatar, incarnation of Archa. He is accepting our worship, our prayer, our everything, and He has descended just suitable for our handling. That is His mercy. Therefore we should not consider that this Archa, Krishna, is made of stone, and as atheists will say that these foolish persons are worshipping heathens, they are worshipping. No, we are not worshipping stone, we are worshipping Krishna, but that they do not know. Krishna has appeared before us because at the present moment we cannot see except stone and wood. Therefore, suitable for our vision, He has appeared in such a way. Otherwise, how we can appreciate? They are searching after what is God, but here is God. Here is God. Therefore, in the Shastra it is forbidden. Archi Vishnu Siladhi Gurusu Naramati Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. It is forbidden that when you worship deity, you should not think that it is made of wood or stone or something else, material. No. What is this material? Material is, matter means the energy of Krishna. Just like the sunshine, or like the illumination of this light, it is the energy of the lamp. So it is not different. Similarly, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu, this earth, water, air, fire, anything material, that is expansion of His energy. So He can accept your service through His energy. That is His omnipotency. That is called omnipotence. You cannot do anything, your personal affairs with your energy. But you can sometimes do. Suppose if you have got money, even being present on the spot, by spending money you can get the things done. The money will act for you. Similarly, Krishna being omnipotent, He can take your service through His agency, through His potency. And potency means Shakti. Shakti, Shaktimato Abheda. Krishna and His potency is not different. So, Krishna by His causeless mercy, He has appeared before you in a manner by which you can touch Him, you can handle Him, you can dress Him, you can give Him. This is Krishna's mercy. It is not idol worship. That's what is forbidden. Don't think it is idol. God.
Thus the Bhagavad Gita, or any authentic scriptural sound representation of the Lord, is also the incarnation of the Lord. There is no difference between the sound representation of the Lord and the Lord Himself. One can derive the same benefit from the Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna did in the personal presence of the Lord.
You can derive the same benefit as Arjuna by reading Bhagavad Gita. People say that Arjuna was enlightened because Krishna was present before him. But Krishna is present before you also, by His words, by His sound representation. Just like Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna's name, it is not different from Krishna. Now, Abhinnatya Nama Namina. Nami, here in the material world, the name and the person whose name, that is different. because it is material. If you want water, this water is substance, or water is different from the name water. You cannot quench your thirst simply by chanting water, water. That is not possible, because it is material. But you can realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. That is the significance of spiritual and material. Otherwise, how people are satisfied simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra? Let him chant some other name, material. No, they cannot chant more than 3 times. Then he will feel tired. But you can go on chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra for hundreds and millions of years. Still will not feel tired. That is the difference. Therefore, his name and he is not different. Avinnata Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddha Nitya Mukta Avinnatyat Nama Namina. This is the Shastric injunction. Nama, the holy name of Sri Chaitanya, Krishna, is Avinna, not different from Krishna. Nama Chinta, Purna Suddha, full, complete, not that little less, no. Full, Purna, Suddha, and uncontaminated. Just like Krishna is uncontaminated. Similarly, his name is also uncontaminated. Purna Suddha Nitya, eternal. As Krishna is eternal, name is also eternal. Purna Suddha Nitya Mukta Avinnata, because they are not different one with one another. So, the most important word is Desha Kalartha Juktari. Desha, time and space. Bhagavad Gita is because not different from Krishna. As Krishna is everywhere, similarly Bhagavad Gita can be appreciated in every country, every season, every circumstances. That is Desha Kalartha Juktani. Then Hittapo Upasapani cha Hittapo. There is a Hittapa. Hit means heart. And Tapa means real meaning is temperature. Or temperature if you take, just like Agni Tapa. Agni means fire, and Tapa it has got temperature. So to a certain degree you can tolerate. But when the degree, just like in India we have got temperature in summer season 120 degree. Here, just like in your country, the temperature is less. In other country, the temperature in the Middle East, the temperature is 135 degree, Arabian countries. There are 3 tapas, 3 kinds of miserable condition. This material world. That also can be taken. Tapa. Tapa means suffering. Excessive heat and cold. That is called tapa. So, Hityapa Upasamanica. The teachings of Bhagavad Gita, we are suffering always within the heart. As Narottam Das Thakur says, that Vishaya Vishanale Dibanisi Hiya Jole. Vishaya means this material enjoyment. It is just like poison. The more we are entangled in material enjoyment, there is no enjoyment, it is a suffering. But we are taking a suffering as enjoyment. Just like in this winter season, we cover ourselves very nicely with gloves, with overcoat. But it is simply counteracting the suffering. But a man who has got a nice overcoat and gloves, he is thinking he is enjoying. This is Maya. He forgets that he is simply trying to counteract the suffering. Actually he is suffering, but having a nice coat or nice place, he is thinking that he is enjoying. Yeah. That is foolishness. That is called Maya. There is no enjoyment in this material. Simply you are trying to counteract the suffering. This counteraction of suffering we are accepting as enjoyment. So, this material world means you must suffer. That is the position of the material. Why, otherwise, why you have come to material? Just like in the prison life, how you can expect enjoyment there? But a man, suppose a big politician is put into the jail and is given a very nice, comfortable bungalow and everything, but he is in the jail. But he is thinking that I am enjoying. He forgets that he is in the jail. He is in the jail. That is called ignorance, Maya. He is suffering and is accepting. It's like the pig. He is eating stool, but he is thinking he is enjoying. This is going on. So Hityapa, in this, I will to say, ocean of suffering, Vijaya Vishanale Dibani, the more we want to enjoy, the more sufferings entangle. More suffering. You can understand just now we got this car, horseless car, but now there is a problem. They are thinking if there is no petrol available, then what will happen? So this is material existence. Vishaya, Vishanali, Divarsi, anxiety. That anxiety is suffering. What will happen? What will happen? That is material existence. Sada samadhipagina dhiya. Always full of anxieties. This is material life. So, Narottam Das Thakur says that Vishaya, Vishanali, Divarisi, hiya jole. The heart is burning. On account of this material existence. Toribare na koinu upar. But I did not try to find out the means by which I can get out of this. Golokero premodhana harinama sankirtana rotina janmila kanota. The medicine is this Hari, Krishna, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's name, Krishna's glorification, that is the real medicine. But we have no attraction for these things. We are simply trying to counteract the suffering. And we are accepting this counteraction as enjoying. The Bhagavad Gita, haranti smaratas chittang. So, actually, if we want to enjoy life, then we should take the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, we shall chant Hare Krishna mantra. That will give us relief from the blazing fire. Samsara dava nalalila loko. Tranaya karunya ganaghanattham. This is the only way. Otherwise, so when Arjuna was too much perturbed by absence of Krishna, he was simply remembering the instruction of Krishna which he received in the battle of Kurukshetra. Thank you very much.
Vishnapadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarane Daya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Before I get into a discussion of the class, should I tell you something interesting? Last time when I was here, one devotee was saying, this Ananta Achyuta, he goes and sits on the Vyasasana a bit too much, a bit too often. And I was like, of course, I didn't reply, but I was like, Prabhu, the fault is not mine. Somehow, I have been taught that these speaking opportunities, they are a very wonderful Vaishnava Seva opportunities. These are very wonderful opportunities to serve the devotees. And guess what? You all are not ordinary devotees. You people are special. Why? Because last week itself, I was going through the Vyas Puja offering book of Srila Prabhupada by Bhaktivedanta Manor. And that book had offerings by some devotees sitting here in this audience. And by reading them, I was so inspired. Before reading them also, I had a very reverential attitude towards the devotees of Manor. When I was joining the ashram, one question which my family repeatedly asked me was, why do you want to join a temple which is thousands of miles away from your home? Just join one of the temples in Delhi. There are so many temples here. If we want to see you, if we ever have a desire to meet you, we have to come all the way there. We have to spend so much money. And opulence is for Krishna. Poverty is for oneself, right? Lakshmi is for the service of Narayan. Lakshmi is not for the service of oneself. So, just join here. So, as a counter argument, I gave many reasons. And one of the reasons I gave was this, that the devotees, some devotees here, they are so wonderful, their behavior is so excellent that I want to have their association. So, yes. So this was my attitude before reading those offerings. And after reading them, I was even more inspired. Sometimes I feel like devotee or Lord Brahma in the 14th chapter of 10th canto, after Brahma Vimohan Leela, he had offered very wonderful prayers to Krishna. In one verse he said, Kvaham tamo mahadaham ghacharagni varbhu samveshchitanda ghata sapta vitasti kayah kve drigvidha viganitanda paranucharya vatadvaroma vivarasya chate mahitvam. Lord Brahma in this verse he is saying that, oh Krishna, who am I? I am simply an ordinary living entity measuring 7 spans of my own hand. This distance from here to here is called a span. So a normal person, his height is 7 times this length. So Lord Brahma is saying, who am I? An ordinary person measuring 7 spans of my own hand. And who are you? You are the source of that person from whose bodily pores innumerable universes pass, just like dust particles pass through a screen window. You are not that person. You are the source of that person. Krishna is the source of Mahavishnu, right? So yes, similarly, I feel like, who am I? An ordinary living entity measuring 7 spans of my own hand. And who are you all? You all are those devotees who must be extremely dear to Srila Prabhupada. So yes, next time when you go and offer some prayers to Srila Prabhupada, please don't forget to pray for this tiny living entity who is very fond of your association. So anyways, sorry. Coming back to the class. very wonderful verse. Short class, 15-minute class, but so many points. One thing the verse is saying is that Arjuna, after disappearance of Krishna, he's remembering his conversation on the battlefield of Kurukshetra with Krishna. So Arjuna is remembering those instructions which he got from Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada is saying someone might think that Arjuna was so fortunate, he got direct instructions from Krishna. How can I have that fortune? So Prabhupada said, if you read Bhagavad Gita, then you will also get the same benefit, right? So this Bhagavad Gita is sound incarnation. Srila Prabhupada is telling how holy name is also a sound incarnation. Prabhupada was quoting the verse, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Anyone knows the reference of this shloka? Which Shastra this verse is from? Padma Puran, yes. So this verse says that holy name is non-different from Krishna. This term non-different is not so commonly used by people. Generally people use the term no difference, or they use the term not different. But non-different was something which Srila Prabhupada very often used. Non-different means simultaneous, oneness and difference. Another equivalent of the term non-different is as good as. This is what also Srila Prabhupada sometimes used. And Achintya Bheda Bhed philosophy. Just like Lord Chaitanya and Krishna, are they same? No. But are they different? No. So simultaneous, oneness and difference. Simple example how Krishna and Lord Chaitanya are not same is their color. Lord Chaitanya had golden complexion and Krishna had bluish complexion. Because Krishna had bluish complexion, blue is the favorite color of Balaram, blue is the favorite color of Radharani. That's why blue color was worn by many devotees at Manor on 16th August on the Janmashtami day. Anyone noticed? Devotees were wearing blue, right? It was so nice. So, yes, this is what Prabhupada was saying. And then second thing which Srila Prabhupada was mentioning was that we people have no understanding of Krishna. So therefore he has very mercifully descended in front of us in the form of Archa Murti, in the form of a deity. So this deity should not be considered to be an ordinary statue made up of stone. Srila Prabhupada was quoting this verse, Archaye Vishnur, Shiladhir Kurushu, Naramatir, Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. So, and Prabhupada was giving the example of money. Just like we people, if we have money, we can get something done on our behalf. Money can do things on our behalf. We are sitting in one place, but if we spend some money, something else can be done in some other place on our behalf. Similarly, Krishna, through his agency, he can appear. These Bhume Rapo Analo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhirevacha, earth, water, fire, air, ether, these are expansions of Krishna. So Krishna can appear as a statue made up of stone in a manner by which we can touch him, we can handle him, we can dress him, we can give him some offerings, right? So it should not be taken for granted. Just because Radha Gokulananda stayed standing here 24/7 doesn't mean that we take them for granted. Just because Brahma Samhita prayers are offered every day at 7 a.m. doesn't mean that we take them for granted. These are the prayers which were spoken by a person of the caliber of Lord Brahma for a person of the caliber of Lord Krishna. So just because they are recited every day doesn't mean that they are cheap. Right? And one thing which Srila Prabhupada was saying this, Prabhupada was emphasizing on this word, Desha Kalartha Yuktani. Bhagavad Gita can be appreciated in every country, every season, and every circumstance. So this world is a place of misery. It is a place of suffering. We people are trying to be in a comfortable position by avoiding suffering, and we think this is happiness. Prabhupada was giving the example of pig. Pig is eating stool, and he thinks, I'm happy, right? Similarly, Prabhupada was giving the example of car. We have come up with this horseless vehicle called car, but now there's anxiety. What anxiety? Petrol, right? So this is the world of anxiety. So if we want solution, the real medicine, what's the real medicine? Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's glorification. Prabhupada said at last, he said, actually if you want to enjoy life, what you need to do? We should take the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, and instruction of Bhagavad Gita is to chant Hare Krishna. So yes, that was mostly it from me. Anyone wants to highlight anything or share anything? Any reflections? Yes, we shall do.
Hare Krishna, Anantachita Prabhu, thank you so much. I was wondering, is there a difference in the degree of presence in the different manifestations of Krishna, like in his holy name, his Acha Vigraha, his words, Bhagavad Gita? Is there different degrees of his presence there? Or, because in that case, why do we just read Bhagavad Gita? Why do we just do deity worship? Or why do we just chant? And is there...
Just means you yourself gave 3 examples, right? So
Yeah.
in all these processes, Krishna is fully present. All these processes are fully potent. Now, how much Krishna can be accessed depends on the faith of the accessor or the devotee. Sorry, I don't know whether the word accessor is right or not. So it depends on the faith of the devotee. So the divisions of Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttama is based on the faith of the devotee. Krishna is there. What's the verse? Madhyalila. Shraddhavana janahaya bhakti adhikari uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari. On the basis of faith, these divisions are there. So Krishna is fully present. Right. Anything else? Anyone? Yes.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu. So, if Krishna names, then Krishna is no difference between. So, why don't we experience Krishna to some degree through the sound representation, the Maha Mantra? I was reflecting on this, that if Krishna presented himself to us right here now in a physical form, at least in a form that, in a way that we can see him in all his splendor, in his blackish and his all his his opulences. We wouldn't forget it. That's for sure. That would be like, no one could forget Krishna's appearance if they really see what Krishna gave them the vision to see him. But when we chant, what are we doing? Because why don't we experience something? What's stopping us from doing that? If there's no difference between the name and Krishna himself.
Oh, 2 things. Firstly, I kind of disagree with you when you say there is no difference. There is a difference.
Between the name.
There is a difference between the holy name and Krishna. The difference is that the holy name is more merciful.
Okay.
How holy name is more merciful? That even in conditioned state, we can chant the holy name. In conditioned state, we cannot see Krishna, but we can chant the holy name. So holy name is more merciful, so that's the difference. And you're saying that, why don't we experience anything while we chant? Prabhuji, you are definitely experiencing something. That's why every morning you come here at 4:30 and sit here and chant. If you would not have been experiencing anything, then you would not be sitting here today on a bank holiday, 8 a.m. in the morning, So definitely you are experiencing something. And you will experience more as we'll get purified. Right? So yeah, that's what I'll say. Yes, Antaranga Prabhu.
Thanks for sharing your experience regarding the manor. I'm echoing the same, like it's kind of magnet, the Bhaktivedanta Manor, especially for the people fallen like me. When I came first time in manor, and I was having some sort of the meditation background, and I got opportunity to discuss with Keshav Maharaj. That time he was Sutapa Prabhu, and I told in the meditation they teach you have to become the good son, not like just saying daddy daddy. And a spontaneous reply from him was we do both, we become good son as well as we say daddy daddy means Krishna Krishna. So that was very transforming for me. So just sharing my experience with manor. Yeah.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Antaranga Prabhu want to share something.
Hare Krishna. It's interesting, Srila Prabhupada sort of shares in one paragraph. So this material world means you must suffer. That is the position of material world. Otherwise, why you have come to the material world? And then he gives the analogy with the prison. So it's easy to discuss this concept, but then you have the element of people in majority, or all of us, we don't understand that we are in a prison, or we don't understand that we suffer, because if this is the condition that you know for hundreds and millions of lifetimes, it becomes quote-unquote normal. This is what it is. This is how it is. This is how the life goes. I grow, I go sick. There are good days, there are bad days. Things are happening this way, that way. So my question is, for us to realize that there's an issue, you need to present people solution. And even what I witnessed is that even if you present solution, options, or the healthy possibility for people, they almost feel reluctant. And there's a certain element of fear. I'm afraid of truth. I'm afraid of the spiritual life because I'm used to this. So how we can break the status quo of people being attracted to the illusion or to the prison. Hare Krishna.
Anyone would like to answer this or share their thoughts on this? I'm thinking something. Okay, so two things. One is that I agree that sometimes people have good days and at other times they have bad days. But sometimes the bad is so bestially bad. I don't know whether bestially is the right pronunciation. Bestially. Bestially bad. Some days are so pathetically bad that person is forced to think that there must be something beyond this. I don't know about others, but when I came, I was 12 years old when I was introduced to Krishna consciousness. And even till that age, I had seen so many things that I was like, I need to get out of this place. There must be something beyond this. And in the very first class, when I heard the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, I was so impressed that yes, there's something which can take me above this. So this process of Krishna consciousness will not solve the problems, it will take us above the problems. In a class few days back, somebody was asking the audience, what's the tallest building you have seen? So people were giving different answers. One fellow said, Burj Khalifa. So the speaker, he said, okay, Burj Khalifa is the tallest building. Let's say you rise really high. way beyond, way above Burj Khalifa, then what will be the size of that building? The person replied, very small, very tiny. So he got the answer that this is exactly what we need to do in Krishna consciousness. We don't need to solve the problems. We don't need to mess around with the problems. We just need to rise above them. And how do we rise above them? The problems are on the material plane. We don't need to fight on the material plane. We need to shift the plane altogether. We need to change the plane altogether. And that plane is the spiritual plane. And how do we come on that plane? By chanting Hare Krishna. That's what I was saying. Hold on. There are 2-3 questions here. Panchatattva Prabhu, you want to share something? Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class. But in the beginning, no, I did not understand something why you had spoken it. Can I ask you a question about that?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the span.
Okay.
So you said that one span of one particular person into 7 times should be your height. So I tried to measure my one. I'm 73 inches and my span is 9. So 9 into 7 is 63. So I did not understand that.
So
and why you spoke that in today's class?
I said, Prabhuji, that is the height of a normal person. That's the height of an ordinary person. You are extraordinary. What can I do for you? Yes, Panchatattva.
I just wanted to share one point I liked from the class. Prabhupada is saying that happiness in this material world is simply a counteraction of suffering. The man has a very nice coat and gloves, and he's feeling very, very satisfied and happy. And this is actually, I think it's, if we can really understand every single happiness we experience in this world is simply that. It's just, we're alleviating some suffering in different ways. And I think we can somehow use that as a lens to then view the happiness that we somehow think that we want in this material world. It's quite powerful.
Yeah. Last one. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Bhaktivedanta Prabhuji.
If you look up on the Google, Sri Krishna Namastakam, it's an amazing verse. It'll give you a complete faith in the holy name. And I'll just quote one verse, the English of it. It says, "Oh my dear holy name, oh beloved, identical form in sound. Out of your causeless mercy, the devotees take shelter of your lotus feet. From the destruction of the offences against the holy name, you manifest your personal form, a concentrated..." Please. Okay. So, from the concentrated form of your ecstasy, you are personally a form of transcendental happiness and a daily festival of residents of Gokul and Krishna Dham. You are full of transcendental glory, eternal bliss, which you manifest the nectarian loving exchanges of your devotees. Therefore, my dear holy name, I offer you again all my respectful obeisances. So it also clears all offences as well. It's very merciful. So if you look up the whole of that, you know, it's Sri Krishna Namastakam. It'll convince anybody about the holy name. Just read it. And again, there's many people have memorized the whole thing. Yeah. It's from Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami.
Jai Shri Namastakam ki. Okay, any last point from anyone? Mataji. Can you pass the mic, Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, there?
Srila Prabhupada was saying that if we chant any material name, then we'll get tired. But if we chant the holy name, we can go on chanting for millions of years and we won't feel tired. So how is it that when I chant, I feel tired?
Okay, anyone want to share any thoughts till the time I think about something?
I get 6
Yeah.
hours.
Okay, Panchtattva Prabhu has some thoughts. Can you pass the mic?
Often when we hear the glories of the holy name described, that there is some qualifications there, that if we're chanting inattentively, if we're chanting offensively, then Krishna is not so present within the name. Just like, I think His Bhaktivedanta Manor gives the analogy of shooting a blank. You have a gun and you can shoot a blank bullet. So it makes the same noise, but there's no effect. So until we get to the level of chanting the pure holy name, then we're making the same physical sound, but the actual entire potency of the holy name, as we hear in these verses, Prabhupada's quoting, glorifying the holy name, the full effect is not present. Therefore we have to come to a platform of purity in our chanting. That's my thoughts.
Jignesh.
I was reading a book from Satsvarup Maharaj on holy name reform. Can't remember the name.
Japa reform.
Japa reform notebook. Yeah, and in that notebook, he mentioned that two things from our side we can do. That's alertness and attentiveness. If you don't have these two, then even if you chant like for thousands of years, you won't see any effect. So maybe this is something practical. And I'm also trying to do in my japa. So I don't know if this helps.
Thank you. One thing I remember, once one devotee was sharing how attentively we have chanted our rounds can be measured by how enthusiastic we are after our quota of 16 rounds in the morning. So if we feel tired, if we feel not so enthusiastic to render service after our 16 rounds, means we did something wrong. I'm not saying, Mataji, you chant inattentive round, sorry. But the point is, this is what I see as a barometer for myself. Once I had asked this question to a senior, that after my 16 rounds, I get exhausted. Why? So the senior replied, Prabhu, it's high time that you stop chanting your rounds. I was like, what? High time you stop chanting your rounds? He said, yes. It's a high time you stop chanting your rounds and start chanting the holy name. So that made a big difference. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantarashran Bhagavatam ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.